I fly like headers, get high on the fetish. If you catch me with the ref, I got bookings in my name. If you send in through assist, I'll score them all day. Making through your lays cause you're standing in my way. Oh, welcome back to the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. And I'm joined by my host, as I always am, here to talk some Champions League soccer with the coach from the coast, Ocho.
Yo, back on the mic.
Back from the Gulf Coast. He's back.
With the Mike Daddy. Mike Daddy, how you doing?
Holding it down, holding mics like it's my job, but sometimes you got to drop them. I just dropped that one. But we're picking them back up to talk some Champions League.
We are.
So,
Cue music.
Cue the music.
This is exciting. This is our return back from the international break.
A lot of things.
Lots of things happened.
A lot of things to discuss. The international break, as you said, is done. I owe a big-time apology to Atalanta. As a matter of fact, I need to speak with the judges to have them excavated. We're following the paperwork. I had them dead and buried.
Damn,
and
that's a good point.
I need to pull them up and apologize. I don't have a shovel big enough for the burying I did.
Damn.
So,
bro.
That is all to come today on today's episode.
We'll get there.
We'll get it.
We'll unravel that one.
We're gonna get it. And today we're doing this thing solo. We had a guest in mind, some technical difficulties. Shout out to Ghana Joe.
Ghana Joey, even repping the jersey we sent him.
Yes.
I got a jersey all the way from New Orleans to Ghana. AC Milan, customized, number 6, Joey on the back. We will hopefully have Joey on the podcast tomorrow.
Trying.
But we were struggling to get the audio to work. So
yeah, it always sucks. You know, sometimes that audio out there is the best, going all the way to Africa. So,
sure.
Happens to the best. Well, in the meantime, let's talk about two teams that played at the a stadium known as the Wanda, and it's not the Encardi. Atletico opening up Group A against Lokomotiv Moscow. Before I pass it to you, this is a game that we both were very skeptical about because Atletico's been they've been looking great in La Liga, but not so much in Champions League. And to top that off, Lokomotiv kind of seems to have their number lately because of playing in the same group as them last year as well. And Lokomotiv, they know how to bring it to you. So don't sleep on Lokomotiv. They're a train coming through. What'd you see, Coach?
Didn't get to watch this one, but seeing that it is a 0-0 and Atletico again with 64 to 36, or we could say 65 to 35% possession. This goes back to that last point I'd made on the previous episode. When Atletico have possession, can they do anything with it?
Yeah. And
it appears for the second game in a row
it's gonna be
that they have not been able to do anything, and that they certainly rely a lot on the absorb attack and counter into space. Man of the match for Atletico Lokomotiv was actually the center back for Lokomotiv, Chekera, with an 8.2. Interestingly enough, they had a 4-5-1, which is it's basically a defensive 4-3-3. And you're telling your wingers, we would prefer if you stayed more in the midfield line to defensive line than the midfield to attacking line. So they actually were content absorbing the attack. Meanwhile, Atletico came out with a very progressive formation with a 3-4-2-1, choosing to put Suarez on the bench and had Felix, Correa, and Camello up top. Again, I got to go back to when Atletico have possession, why can't they finish? I wish I could have seen this game. They've had 20 shots to 4 shots. And of those 20 shots, 6 were on target. So it really makes you beg the question, what's going on here? What's going wrong? Granted, they also kept a clean sheet, so that's always nice. Their midfield line averaged 7s. So as well as Correa and Felix, these are all good scores. I can't really tell you what happened, what went wrong for Atletico here. This is definitely a steal for Lokomotiv.
Yeah, and the only thing I can really point out is Q and I are always looking at the who scored stats here, and we're looking at the lineups. It almost looks like Atletico just went to a 3-man back at one point. They put Trippier out on the right. real right mid, kind of just running up and down that wing, almost acting like that right back that he usually is.
Yeah.
But maybe he just didn't do enough on the attack. The other thing that kind of stands out to me as well is that goal scorer that they've been looking for, that they brought in this past transfer window, was not featured and was not a sub. So no Suarez.
Right.
So instead, they have Camelo up top. He got a 6 rating, 6.0.
He subbed in the 80th minute.
Subbed in, yeah. So somebody else up top was not doing their job, apparently. Joao was in, but Joao also, they had this little 3-man triangle up top with him, Angel Carrera as well, and also whoever started up top. What was that? Carrasco.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't really looking like it was getting done. Not much else to say other than Oblak with another clean sheet. That's the sexiest part about this game.
Yeah, and I think we got to give credit to Lokomotiv Moscow weathering the storm, going up against a team with 65% possession, 20 shots, 7 on target. I mean, that's a hell of a performance to have to defend and keep a clean sheet. So props to Lokomotiv. Lokomotiv are now in 3rd place in the group with 3 points. Atletico are now in 2nd place, or we're still staying in 2nd place with 5 points. So big point for Lokomotiv. If Atletico would have won this game, either one of the two, they could have really separated themselves from Lokomotiv. But now Lokomotiv are 1 win away from jumping them.
Still got a shot.
And we know Atletico have got to play Bayern, so
Yep.
you can almost chalk that up as a loss of 3 points.
Yes.
Now, that being said, they have to play Salzburg. So of the next 2 games, Salzburg and Bayern, Atletico have to get at least 1 win, and Lokomotiv have to somehow beat Salzburg or Bayern.
Yeah.
Whoever can win one of these games, I think, is going to go through.
Poor Salzburg again. Hate to get back, keep beating that dead horse, but man, they look like the greatest team I've ever seen in 4th place. To be honest with you, they played their hearts out, but they just keep running up against some serious competition.
Yeah.
With that being said, that next game, Bayern and Salzburg, Bayern is now through to that next stage.
Yeah.
Because of this win. It was, of course, a win for Bayern, in case you're wondering.
Oh, next game is Lokomotiv Salzburg.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, next.
Oh, next time they play. Gotcha.
I'm just saying, like, this next game we're moving on to would be Bayern. Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
It went straight over Hughes' head, but
Yeah,
it's okay. I
totally.
caught it.
Thanks.
I caught it.
Shout out to Booty, man, catching these. Jeez.
We're moving on.
Thank you. I was waiting for the moving on to help me.
We're moving on to that.
I needed that segue.
To the next game, Bayern went up against Salzburg. This one, we were really pulling for Jesse Marsch here, but
Again.
we knew it wasn't going to happen. But with this 3-1 win for Bayern, they are now through to the next round.
Closer margin though.
Very,
right?
yeah.
Last time was 6-2. Now it's 3-1.
Yes.
You know,
So gotta give him that credit.
definitely an improvement.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a silver lining for Jesse Marsch here.
I know. You can speak multiple languages, my man. Keep up with that. It's looking great. Maybe future coach of USA. We'll see. I'm thinking a bigger job is in his sights soon. It's got to
100%.
be. But other than that, he just keeps getting the worst draws in the world.
Yeah, this is
Group draws.
At least he's continually making it to Champions League, that's all you can really ask for from a team from Hungary.
And apparently, they're untouchable in the Austrian. leagues.
Jeez. Austrian.
Hugh smoked crack today. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't be
Hating
putting
on
my
my crack.
stuff. Don't be
Hating
putting
on
my
crack.
stuff online.
Don't be telling me what I'm doing.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you what to do. They've been killing it in that league.
Yes.
Just doesn't seem to carry over. But
You're not playing anyone worthy in that league.
no,
And when you go against the Champions League
yeah,
winners,
yeah,
you're gonna go up against the best of the best. So
yeah.
you got to give them credit for going 6-2 to 3-1. That's a big improvement. Only allowing 3 goals instead of 6, still a lot, but looking forward to see Jesse Marsch with better players.
Yeah.
You know, because especially this team was rated last year.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if he was able to keep Holland. Imagine if he was able to keep Min, right? Son Min? No, not Hee-chan.
Hee-chan,
and then the other one, Minamino.
Minamino.
You know, imagine if he can keep all 3 of those.
Yep.
He's still got Salzburg, who's already rumored to be leaving in January, potentially in the summer.
Yep.
But yeah, this game here, we had 60 to 40% possession, Bayern. And actually, Salzburg had more shots with 19 shots to 11 on Bayern. So Jesse definitely brought the game to Bayern, which is really great to see. But other than that, nothing too surprising here. He had 11 shots on target for 19 shots. And Bayern had 5 shots on target to 11 total shots.
Piggyback on what you said. Not anything too sexy. Louis with a goal again. Coman with a goal and an assist. Player of the match. And
Coman looked great.
Goretzka with an assist. Leroy Sané coming off the bench, getting subbed in with a header goal. So it's what we expect. It seems to be, I want to say that there's somebody that steps up every time for Bayern, but at the same time it also seems like the same cast of characters that are doing their thing. So as much as I'm like, oh, that's good to see Coman doing something. Oh, yeah, he's part of the Stooges. We should call him the Stooges because it's the same. It's not technically 3, but maybe 4 or 5. It's the same guys.
You know who's been quiet of the Stooges?
Who that?
Gnabry.
Have
we seen him score a goal?
That's true.
Maybe 1.
True.
Maybe 2.
So now that you've said it, probably next game that'll be a Gnabry game.
There you go.
That's it. It's going back to the same usual suspects, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the usual suspects we'll call Bayern from here on out. Alaba in the back, Neuer with the 8.0. Can't ask more than that.
Oh, by the way, in this game, Salzburg missed a sitter that would have helped tremendously for Red Bull. I'm talking PK spot, balls in the air. You just got to fucking aim it into the corner and just skied it. I mean, I'm talking nosebleed sections. Was trying to hit it with absolute venom. When all you got to do is just make contact into the corner and you beat them.
Doesn't always have to look sexy.
Also in this game, did you see what Neuer did?
No.
All right, so there was a through ball over the top. Neuer, of course, does his normal, I'm going to go out and play sweeper keeper. Totally whiffs on the ball, might use his chest, and chests it out of bounds. At this point, the Salzburg player is ready to throw the ball in, but what does Neuer do? He just starts kicking balls randomly. Like, the ball that he chests, it bounces off the advertisement.
Yeah.
And he just slams the ball off the advertisement back into the field, and then he grabs on to the guy that's getting ready to throw it in to just prevent any counterattack at all.
So that's the yellow card I'm looking at.
That's the yellow card, exactly, yes. And it was hilarious when you watch it. You're like, Neuer, bro.
That's great.
And let's see, when did this happen?
He acknowledged he got caught out of place. That's great.
Oh, 100%. And he was like, I'm going to make sure that this counterattack does not happen, because that could have potentially been this was in the 24th minute.
As you know, this entire time, we've discussed it many times about him wanting to do a little too much and kind of get out of place.
Yeah.
You know, in the back of his mind when that's happening, he's hearing Hans Flick in his head like, don't do anything fucking stupid this game. Please. Please, just stay in the box.
Just block the shots.
And he's like, oh, no.
I got to be extra. He's extra as fuck, man.
I love it, but I know one day it's going to be a really, really bad situation.
He's going to get fucking chipped.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to happen for the final.
Yeah.
But he actually was very conservative in that game.
In the meantime,
he's going to get fucking, it's going to be a deep chip.
In the meantime, he looks like a genius.
Yeah.
But
the moment it happens, it's going to scar him for life, and we probably will never see sweeper keeper Neuer ever again.
Hans Flick's going to get up his ass.
Yeah. And start putting in the backup like, okay, we've had enough of this. But anyway, rounding out Group A.
Give me the results.
Bayern Munich is in first place with 4 wins, 12 points, and Salzburg, unfortunately, are in last place with 1 point. With that being said, time to segue over on to Group B. These were on Wednesday, I believe.
Group B.
Group B was on. Am I fucking this up?
Yeah, I think it was.
It is. It was Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was a Wednesday game.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with the big dogs because I just got to talk about
Got
this.
to. Name like honey, got a lot of bitches buzzing. It's Group B.
Damn!
Shout out to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Here it is.
No Ceilings 3. By
No
the way.
Ceilings.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
DatPiff.com. Hosted by DJ Khaled.
Oh, wow.
So
This
DJ
is
Khaled.
he's
Lil
actually
Wayne.
hosting it. That's cool.
He's the one that like produced it and hosted.
Oh, cool.
He's the ad-libber in between tracks and another one.
DJ Khaled!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got it.
So anyway, this is Group B. Bees are buzzing. Inter Real Madrid rematch. In the previous game, Real Madrid won with a last-minute goal. Not last minute, but late goal, 3-2. In this one, Real Madrid were missing Sergio Ramos and Casemiro and still pulled away 2-0. Also, Inter had Lukaku on the field for this one. Did not get a single goal. And we thought last time, if they had Lukaku, this is a different game. They not only had Lukaku, but Real Madrid did not have Sergio and still managed to keep a clean sheet. Props to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They did the damn thing. Just quickly looking over in the stats, Real Madrid dominated possession, 62-38, coming out with a 4-2-3-1. And we have a surprise starter, Odegaard, starting for Real Madrid, the prodigy that we've always been wanting to see. He had a 6.7. Man of the match was Eden Hazard with an 8.2. Looked phenomenal, and I've been waiting to talk about this game, specifically because our very first episode with Piotr, I had recommended Hazard playing more of a central role, more of a central position. Hazard played a lot of this game in the center and had his best game we have ever seen, I think, in this Champions League campaign.
Definitely.
And I got to look at the heat maps real quick to just confirm this, but Hazard had a lot of touches off in his left. That's his position, but you can see he was going left to right.
Yeah, he was
all over the field.
Yeah.
He was majority of them being on the left. You know, he is attacking left mid, but I saw him get a lot of success through the middle, and I think Zidane understands Hazard just needs to be on the ball.
Yeah.
Get him in the middle. Not to mention you got Ferland Mendy on the left. That allows him to go wide, push Hazard more to the center. Real Madrid looked really good. Did you give me your thoughts? I know you watched this one.
I did watch this one. Hazard, by the way, I like what you said too. He definitely looked like a different player. He looked a lot different than he has the past couple. I would say a couple of years. I know he's had the injuries as well, so you got to throw that in there. He did have a goal as a penalty. Yep. I'm gonna take that away.
That's fine.
Sergio Ramos would have had that penalty.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, he looked great. He looked great as far as his vision and ball movement in this game. So that was great. I like how you mentioned Mendy kind of pushed Hazard to the center because he was flying up that wing down the left side.
Right.
Something I want to focus on because we are Serie A guys here, and not taking away from Real Madrid, but dude, Inter, come on, bro.
Step your shit up.
I'm really sick of talking about Inter in big games that they should win and they don't. This is getting to be a theme. Not seeing Conte last very much longer at this point, unfortunately.
I think he's on his way out.
It's number one. First thing that I really hated about this game. Number one, I hated you bringing this guy in the first place was Vidal. A 4.2 for the match because around the 30th minute he picks up back-to-back yellows, bumping the referee. And at one point, he said something about it looked like he said something about his mom or his wife at that point to get the second yellow. It was to the point where the referee even did the whole, okay. Okay, cool. I got another one for you then. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You can tell it was definitely something that shouldn't have been said. Not a smart move in this game.
Not to mention, if the first yellow wasn't even for a tackle he made.
Correct.
It was just dissent.
Correct. He got mad. He got upset because a penalty wasn't called in the box when he was driving. And if you do go back and look at it, I'm sorry, I'm not giving you the penalty either.
Agreed.
Started to fall before there was even any contact. And then the way the contact came about, the way the angle was, it made it look like the defender got there a little early. He may have, but also was still playing the ball at the same time. So it's not I don't think that was worth you picking up 2 yellows and a see you later, picking up a red, especially in the 33rd minute when you're down 1-0. That is nothing to do with this game. That's nothing to do as a teammate. Horrible teammate decision there. I think even on his Insta after this was all over, he like freaking posted the little angry emoji face. You should be angry at yourself, dog.
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty terrible.
This is if I'm on your team, I'm extremely upset with you.
Yeah.
That's just not professional. For number one, to get a yellow card without even making a tackle, I think that's pretty sad on your part. You got to be able to control your emotions. And then to get a second yellow for the exact same thing within a matter of seconds and getting you kicked out the game, forcing us to play down a man for the last hour of the game, the last 60 minutes.
When you were in an attacking mindset already, a 3-5-2.
Unbelievable.
So that changes the entire mindset of the game there.
With that being said, I don't think we can throw as much blame onto Conte as we have been, because when you got a player like Vidal who's just a loose cannon, it really makes it difficult to go up against a Real Madrid 11 man versus 10. But
he was keen on bringing him in too.
Who brought Vidal in? Right? So it all comes back to Conte, you know.
And then of course, I mean, let's pick at him a little more. Lukaku 5.7 this game. I mean,
Martinez with a 5.9.
It was almost as if Q and I were talking about this beforehand. There's another player I'm going to mention later that reminds me of Lukaku, where it's just like bursts of speed, and you got a lot of size, so you're just going to power people around.
Mm-hmm.
But Real Madrid looked like they were ready for that. Nacho was on him all day, 8.1.
8-1 at the center backs.
Martinez, the $100 million man that Barca's ready to drop $100 million on was only 5.9, doing nothing as well. So there's got to be more goal scores here.
Let's look at the shots real quick. Real Madrid with 14 shots against Inter's 5. Real Madrid had 5 on target. Inter had 1.
Owning them.
And it makes you wonder if that red card really changed the dynamic here. With the 62 to 38% possession, you're really just kind of trying to weather the storm here.
Yep.
And it was 1-0 up until the deflection own goal by Achraf Hakimi. I believe Rodrigo had a fucking great little volley.
Yeah.
But yeah, again,
it was a nice goal by Rodrigo. Actually,
yeah, I think he deserves more credit than the own goal they gave Hakimi.
Came in off the bench too, and scored literally like right after that.
Second time.
Yeah.
Last game it was the same thing. Vinicius fed him through the middle. Boom, game winner.
Yep.
He is a special player. Real Madrid, really, I don't feel like they appreciate him enough.
No, definitely not.
But yeah.
But he's played both wings before, correct?
He can play wherever.
Yeah.
He's a skilled little player, man. Put him wherever. His
say-
first hat trick, he was on the right wing.
Because now that's almost bringing up a great point, going back to your point here with Hazard. Do you scoot Hazard over more to the middle
Man. I
and
say
put Rodrigo
yes.
on the left wing?
Absolutely. Vinicius on the left.
It's beautiful.
Shit. And then you got whoever you want up top. Mariano, Benzema, the rumors Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe probably is coming
Shit.
soon
Just
to
saying.
a stadium near you. Yikes.
So in this group, Inter are solidifying their last place position with 2 points.
They're going to need a lot of help to even move on at this point.
It doesn't even appear as if they're going to make it to Europa.
No.
At this point, especially, not especially, even with a Shakhtar, 4 points. They came out hot. Those 4 points couldn't get them.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, they might even beat Inter as well, right? But let's. Real Madrid are now in second place with 7 points. Inter are in last with 2. Segue.
The closing thought on Inter: too many old farts and people who don't want to be there.
I think they're really regretting not going and getting Tonali after they had agreed to personal terms and just had to fork up the money. Instead, they went and got Vidal and your other Mohawk midfielder. What's his name?
Mohawk mid Barella?
No.
No,
Mohawk, the Belgian.
Oh,
Nangolan.
Yeah.
So you got Vidal, Nangolan. You went and got Ashley Young. You did get Hakimi.
You got Eriksson, who now has already worn his welcome out, but you still subbed him in this game. Another guy who didn't want to be there, apparently.
Yeah.
Perisic.
Great
You
signing.
went after him, and you're not using him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
Closing thoughts, Real Madrid. Zidane is just securing his position at Real Madrid, while Conte is looking like he's on the way out.
Fiorentina, about to holler at him.
Damn, that would be a sick move.
I'd see him stay in Serie A, right?
Yeah, he'll stay in Serie A. I just think he's not managing the quality of players that he has well. And
No.
they're going to, go to another team and prove you can do this.
Yeah.
So, moving on to Borussia. By the way, I think we both, what did we pick there? I think I picked Inter if Sergio was not playing.
We both picked. I picked a draw if Sergio was playing. You picked a win by Real if he was playing.
Right.
We both picked Inter if he wasn't playing.
And we both lost that one.
And we both got. We literally tiptoed around to win every single way that we could have.
Yeah.
We didn't get that one.
Oh, God. Well, anyway, moving on. This one you did get right, and I did get wrong. My Brazil boys are letting me down. Borussia Mönchengladbach beating Shakhtar Donetsk 4-0 in a just simple, just
Beatdown.
elegant victory here.
Yeah.
Borussia Mönchengladbach coming out with a 4-2-3-1 against Shakhtar with a 4-3-3. Possession relatively even, 47% for Borussia Mönchengladbach, 53% for Shakhtar. Even number of shots, 14-3, but Borussia Mönchengladbach converting 4 of them, and Shakhtar converting 0. I also did not get to watch a lot of this one, but from what I did saw, Mönchengladbach just dominated this game hand and foot.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. The stats might say one way or the other, but Shakhtar seemed to be having an identity crisis in that they don't know the style of football. Again, this is a new formation here, a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
It seems as if this coach is extremely fickle in how he wants to play soccer. Meanwhile, Borussia Mönchengladbach sticking with their 4-2-3-1 and having success. Now being number 1 in the group with 8 points.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
They look more impressive every single time we see them play.
Who would have thought this is the number 1 team in the group?
Number 1, Marcus Thuram. We talk about him multiple times throughout the pod.
Yes.
7.8, didn't score any of these goals. Wasn't involved in any of them. Doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
Like we're joking about with Bayern, this is not the usual suspects. This is the opposite of what we're talking about Bayern. This is somebody new every single match, it seems like. And Bolo with that was the bicycle kick, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Dude, he has a bicycle kick. Go check it out, kids. If you haven't, you want to see a bicycle kick, check this man out.
It's brave. It was so brave.
Very brave.
It wasn't your typical ball into the box. It was just a bouncing ball
with defenders around. So if you do that and you miss, it could be a potential card for you.
See, this is what we were talking about before the pod. I don't know what the actual call is there.
Right.
Are you considered at fault because of a high kick?
Like, how do you defend that other than just go straight at it? You're going to get kicked in the face on the defense side. And then on the offensive side, he's not in position to where he would probably be able to get enough on it header-wise, but it's at your head.
Yeah. I think I think you take the risk, and he did. I think the defender was like, I'm not getting kicked in the face for this.
Yeah.
And, hey, man, you missed out. Goal.
You missed out.
This game was over pretty quickly. It was 2-0 in the 34th minute, and then within the first minute, it's 3-0, and finishing it off in the 77th, 4-0. Shakhtar really got to figure this out. They have solid players. We know that, and as well as Borussia Mönchengladbach. But it seems like the German style of soccer here, the 4-2-3-1 that we're seeing being repeated in all these teams, that seems to be the formation, especially if you've got a quality back that Borussia Mönchengladbach have. Their left back, Wendt, was the player of the match with an 8.8. Even
got himself a goal.
That's incredible.
As Hubert's saying right here, the 4-2-3-1 could be conformed into so many different ways, and you have so many different ideas and ways you can go about this.
Right.
While it seems like a very defensive kind of formation here, it can get offensive in a hurry.
Oh, fast.
So
super fast.
Once you push those two backs up, the left and the right back, I mean, it all of a sudden just turns into a freaking goal fest with
attacking
Gladbach
with 8
at this point. Yeah,
you're attacking with 8 at that point.
So that's scary. That's scary when a team's really good at using that 4-2-3-1 like that. And they're making it seem like they're playing FIFA out here. It's, all jokes aside, but they seriously are. This guy Wendt, never heard of him.
Never heard of him.
Till his Champions League.
He's 35 years old.
Wow. And he's still pushing up the left flank all day. It's all his.
Come on now.
It's all his, baby. Well,
with that being said, this group is really starting to make us scratch our heads here. Gladbach in first with 8, Real Madrid in second with 7, Shakhtar in third with 4, and Inter. I thought Inter would be a top 4 team, bro.
Same.
I thought they were going to be the top 4. Like, top 4 of the whole thing.
This group has
They might not even advance.
It's got a lot of bitches buzzing. I'm telling you. And the bitches are down at the bottom right now.
Man,
damn.
Rounding it out.
Goodness gracious.
Let's move on out of here. This is aggravating.
Woo!
Moving on to Group
C. Where's Man City's win? Where is it? There it is. Man City Olympiacos 1-0, ladies and gentlemen. You don't care about it, neither do we. Just kidding. We do care about it a little bit. Poor Olympiacos. They played. They're happy to be here. Okay, there's another team that's happy to be here. Who had the goal for Man City? Who had the Man City goal? Phil Foden.
Phil Foden looked phenomenal
with a sterling assist.
8.5. Phil Foden, man of the match. Look at Pep using the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Go figure. Again, this formation, if you have the correct personnel, is extremely deadly. And looking at possession, we got 60-40, Man City. Man City had 22 shots to Olympiacos' 2 shots. Olympiacos came out with a 5-4-1. You already know they're like, okay, boys, we just got to weather the storm here.
There's a hurricane party at our house.
Yeah.
Come on through. Invite your family. Just don't score goals. But come on in.
You can sit on our top of our box all game long.
And they almost got away with it.
They almost did. Dude, Phil Foden looks great.
Yeah.
As soon as I was getting some clips of this game, I was like, this guy is going to be a great fantasy pick during the Euros.
Seems like he's been great over the past year.
Yeah, he's just needed a chance, and finally he's been given that chance.
Yep.
He and Sterling worked really well. I don't know if you saw that goal, but Sterling made a run into the box. Gabriel Jesus found him, and Sterling just did a little simple flick behind him, and Foden was right there. It was so beautiful. Let's also point out that your boy, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, did not even see the field.
Wow.
Which is huge. I can't tell you the last time we haven't seen him play, without an injury.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is Man City doing their usual thing here.
It makes you wonder just because, maybe Pep was thinking the opponent we're playing right here, not up to par. That's kind of a shitty thing to do sometimes, but it's true.
It is.
So he's getting some other guys in because also you look at Gabriel Jesus got the start. I know Aguero's back now officially.
Aguero is actually really struggling to get back to the field because of the recent death of Diego Maradona, which we will talk about at the end of the episode.
Yes.
But yeah, this is this Man City team trucking along here. 4th win, top of the group, 12 points. Do you have anything you want to add here to this game?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
I think that next match is more intriguing for me. I'm really feeling this FC Porto team, to be honest.
Okay, let's move into it.
Let's move into it.
Marseille are in 3rd place, by the way, with 3 points. This next match, we have Marseille-Porto. Marseille lost 2-0 to Porto. Porto coming out with a 4-4-2, the classic 4-4-2 against Marseille's 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
4-2-3-1 with a loss. Possession here was actually in favor of Marseille, 57 to 43. Shots for Marseille were 11 with 9 to Porto. Marseille having 2 shots on target and Porto having 4, converting 2 of those 4. So shout out to FC Porto here, coming away with the win. Man of the match was... I don't see a man of the match.
Damn. They hated him that bad.
That's crazy. No man of the match here. Unless he got subbed off. I'm going to say he got subbed off, and they just
Had to
not
be.
showing it.
Had to be.
Overall, this is a game I really wasn't too interested in watching, but Porto seemed to have Marseille's number here. From what I did see, there was a lot of attacking threat from Porto. And Marseille are just, there's a red card.
Yeah,
Center back.
So down a man. Let's see, about
70th
67. So 30 minutes.
Oh, wow, back-to-back red cards, 67-70. So they were going 10v10.
Oh, so they're even then.
Yeah, they were even. Okay, no excuses.
Wow.
I feel like this game had a screamer. I feel like there was a goal. There was a bunch of screamers in this match day.
It could have. Yes, there's a bunch of screamers. There's a bunch of last-minute goals that we'll get to soon.
Sheesh.
But I just got to point out my dude. I pointed him out last time. 6.8. This game he had his first first major competition goal last match for FC Porto against Marseille. Marega.
Yeah.
Youngin, I want to say he's only 17. So good for him. Hope he really keeps that up. Or excuse me, maybe it wasn't.
Musa Marega. Are you thinking about
Diaz?
Jesus Corona?
Maybe it was Diaz. It was Diaz, maybe. Let's see. It could have been Diaz. It was Diaz.
He's 23.
Yep. Maybe
Okay.
it was Diaz.
All right.
Yeah, it's Diaz. Diaz, on the other hand, didn't look like he got into this match. So there you go. Porto's got a bunch of talent here. They're just kind of throwing out there. It's a nice mixture of newer guys as well as older guys. So it's kind of fun. Look at my man down here, Otavio. Otavio's been doing work. I know he did last game too.
25.
25. Yeah. So, I
It's
mean,
a good balance of ages.
they got a good balance. They've been impressing me, but on the other hand, Marseille,
Marseille have yet to get a single point in this group, which is telling by match day 4. You have not won a single game yet or drawn. And this is a pretty weak group. The only top dog team you have is Manchester City, and you've only played them once. So moving forward, Marseille doesn't look like they're going to be moving out this group.
no.
Porto are now in second place. It appears as if this group is done.
Yeah.
Man City at first with 12, FC Porto in second with 9, Olympiacos in third with 3. So they're going to need 2 more wins to even catch up to Porto.
Not happening.
I don't see that happening either because you still need to play Porto and you still have to play Marseille. They could get one on Marseille, but looking like FC Porto and Manchester City are going to advance. Now the battle is going to become Olympiacos and Marseille for that Europa League spot. So looking forward to seeing how this group, the third place, I think that's going to be a fun battle to watch.
Yep.
Let's move on to Group D.
Getting the D.
Getting the D. Booty will probably admit that he got D'd this game.
I got deed. There's a deed that I need to amend. So
Nice.
Atalanta, let me give you as my apology. The Grim Reaper came to my house. He knocked on my door. He was like, "Yeah, you buried your boys. We got to go dig them up." I'm like, I know. Let's go get them. Because I don't know why, but Klopp all of a sudden decided to start Origi.
I don't get it either,
not
man.
Getting that.
I don't get it either, but hey, you can only think that the tight schedule that I continued to drop is a reason, but
I think that's the only reason because Jota came off the bench, but how could you have him come off the bench? He's been killing it lately.
I don't get it.
I would think it's because he needed to rest a little bit. Yikes. And then we're actually looking up didn't Liverpool play somebody pretty tough right before that in EPL?
I'm looking at their fixtures right now. Here we
Here
go. They just lost to Atalanta today. Today's 28th. They just tied Brighton. Yeesh. Oh, fuck.
I heard there's some VAR controversy on that one twice.
Dang. Man, VAR is really bulking up.
It's bad enough for Liverpool. They pretty much have half their team in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
So
Matip with the
not
start here. Matip and Williams. I can tell you what, you could really see the lack of chemistry, communication, and just overall hustle on that Liverpool backline. Not to mention the 3 players you have in front of that backline, Milner, Wijnaldum, and Jones, didn't really seem to be helping the screen. Papu Gomez and Ilicic for Atalanta.
together.
Lincoln back up.
Which I got to give you cred.
Man.
We said this when I was actually throwing dirt on Atalanta, like literally, just like putting them down there and saying,
I was helping you. We were both shoveling the dirt, and I said, you know what?
They don't look anything like they did.
We haven't seen Ilicic for Atalanta, and look what happens. Ilicic sticks his hand through the mud and says, hold on a minute.
Get down here, booty.
Yeah, I didn't get the field. I didn't get to see the field. So, I mean, look at Ilicic gets his goal within the 60th minute, getting a nice assist from Alejandro Gomez, a.k.a. Papu. Everything goes through Papu. As well as another goal 4 minutes later from Gazans. And that goal was also a product of Papu Gomez finding someone that's in space and then capitalizing on that quick transition. This was just, I think this was more of a meltdown from Liverpool. If we're looking at the starting lineup, the only legit starters are Alisson, Mane, and Salah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Milner, I don't consider a true starting 11. So credit to Atalanta, 2-0, good for you. But let's see you against a full, fresh starting Liverpool 11. I don't think this happens.
Yeah. Has Wijnaldum been playing a good bit for Liverpool? I'd like to know.
And this is where I don't feel like he's been a for sure starter.
I don't feel like it, but also with all the injuries.
He definitely was pivotal in their run.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was a big piece. I mean, he had those great goals against Barcelona.
Yeah.
So, that's we can argue for Alisson, Wijnaldum, Mane, Salah, but
Yeah, I'm still on your train here.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I'm
jumping
with
over
you.
train, but that just light bulb went off when I saw
Yeah,
him.
no,
Like, oh, is this another one? Maybe.
Having him play middle of the park like this, middle of the pitch, right in the middle of the midfield as well as right on top of the defense, might not have been the best move here. I think Klopp might have been putting too much
Pressure on him.
pressure as well as too many tasks.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got to play defense and you got to be the creative midfielder and you got to run back and forth, box to box. It's like, whoa, chill down. It's Wijnaldum. He's not like a fucking Tony Cruz. Like can't control a game.
They're all in all, I feel like they're missing. They're trying to find that guy that's
Thiago.
Thiago.
It was Thiago.
It was Thiago, and I feel like a lot of that was also Bobby Firmino too,
And Fabinho.
Yeah,
they're missing some key players here. So this is going to be a rough little journey for Liverpool. If we look over to where they are in this group, they're still somehow in first place with all these injuries. So you got to give Liverpool props.
They're still somehow in first place in EPL too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Credit to Klopp.
Yeah.
Credit to
He's
that
figuring it out.
motherfucker, dude.
Yep.
But yeah, Liverpool are in first place with 9. Atalanta are tied for second with 7. So this is I like what I'm seeing here. What team are they tied for, Booty? I'm glad you asked.
Oh, that would be Ajax.
Yeah, that'd be Ajax. And Ajax just did a beatdown with
Get the axe out, baby.
FC Midtjylland, 3-1. My boy Dusan Tadic with a double assist. And David Neres getting a goal as well as Gravenberch with that was a banger.
Yes, that was
a Falcon screamer.
Keeper was way out of place, way too late. He just
Didn't matter.
buried it left corner.
Didn't matter.
See
It was
ya.
a beautiful shot, as well as Mazraoui, who I've been waiting to see him get on the scoreboard. He is an outside back, so that was really, really great to see him get a goal. But David Neres with the man of the match here with an 8.8. Ajax coming out with a 4-3-3 against Midtjylland's 4-2-3-1. And possession was 60-40 at Ajax, as well as shots in favor of Ajax, 17-9. And of those 17, 8 were on target. So you could say a 50% on target rate with 3 of the 8 being goals.
Yep.
So looking at this game, this was, as you would say, Booty, this is just your typical Ajax identity team. They knew they had the technique. They knew they had the chemistry. It's just like you said, you can take a player off of Ajax and just bring in a new one. And it's that flow. They understand the system so well. And then you got these three players attached. Tadic, who is as a vet, who's really become a leader on this team. Traore, who's just an athletic freak at 19 years old. He scored 5 goals a couple of weeks ago. And then David Neres, who has really started to kind of fill out as a leader, 23 years old. Still hasn't really found his true form. I think he's got a lot left in the tank.
Definitely.
To really fill out. But as far as these 3, I mean, this is a solid front 3 right here. I was really impressed with what I saw with Ajax.
Solid front 3. I do want to point this out about this one. Pretty much should have been a 3-0 win.
I agree. Yeah.
The Midtjylland goal was actually a penalty.
Right. Yes.
It was a legit penalty.
Yep.
But also,
it's a penalty.
Yeah. Also, Onana actually picked the right side too and just missed it.
That's right. I do remember that.
So, hey, like we've said, that guy's next get paid. Great keeper.
Yep.
Really should have been a 3-0 win here.
Could have been more. Could have been 4-0. Could have been a 5-0.
Yes.
Traore even hit the woodwork here.
Yep.
So could have easily gotten out of hand way faster and way sooner. But yeah, Ajax here are tied for second place with a tiebreak in goal differential, I believe. But they are tied with Ajax in 7 points. And Midtjylland is still here having fun with no points. That all rounds us out for Wednesday's games. Let's move on over to groups E through H.
E through H.
E through H on Tuesday. Let's start it out with Group E. We got Rennes versus Chelsea. And wow.
The first of the last-minute goals we're going to talk about here, folks. Chelsea almost Chelsea, but they did in a 2-1 win against Rennes. Now, Let's talk.
Oh, that was such a great pause.
Let's talk. Let's sit down. Let's talk.
Oh,
all right.
God.
So Mason Mount, man of the match that we make fun of all the time. He did have an assist. He had an 8.0. I'm going to give him some cred. Ziyech came off the bench. I really thought he'd start this match, but I don't know if maybe Frankie was...
I think this is balancing.
Yeah,
I think this is just a time balance.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of... I'm looking at the lineup, too. Tammy Abraham's starting. Timo was in on the left.
I secretly love Tammy. That's a very controversial opinion.
When he is in, he usually does his work. He usually does his work well, but then Dudu came in. Looks like he subbed in for him, it looks like. And got a goal.
Got the goal.
69th minute. How about that?
No. Right here.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he had the winner.
He had the goal.
He had the winner.
Yeah. Crazy goal, too, because I forgot who shot the ball. Someone shot it. Ball bounced out, and you're like, oh, it's Timo. Timo ripped a shot.
Just bouncing around the box.
Ball is bouncing out, and Giroud coming in with a fucking Superman header, just saving the day. I know the Soccerheads FC, shout out at Soccerheads FC, they relied so much on that goal for their parlay. I think they had like a 7-game parlay. Not only that goal, but also a goal in another game.
I think it was the Juve game.
The other game, the Juve game, as well as the other game in Group E.
Yes.
So I think Sevilla also hit a late goal to win the game.
Oh,
but here, like Booty said, Chelsea, we got to sit down, man. This is Rennes. This is
scary.
51 to 49% possession. They had more shots. If we look at the shots on target, same amount of shots on target. I think Chelsea got lucky here.
Yeah, and that 51 that Hugh's talking about was to Rennes, which I like to refer as
Thank you,
Renee
yeah.
because it's sexy. It's Renee. 51. Yeah, dude, what's going on there? Total shots, Rennes again with 13 and 9. This is weird. That's not a good look. Again, we mentioned it many times. I feel like a broken record. Maybe they're just trying to feel themselves out with all these signings that they had. Maybe they all don't fit exactly what Frankie wants to do for that day. But we all know that Frankie likes to do things by the day.
Yeah,
seems like. That's all I got. And Chilwell was in. Okay, so that was a big signing that should be starting. Okay, but you still
Silva actually on that corner, the great corner kick. Girassi for Rennes, just it appeared as if he was a man against boys on this header here. When you go and watch it, Silva jumped his highest. He's already got way too much on his back as it is to try and carry the load for Chelsea.
Right.
So he jumps, and it just misses his head. But this guy, Girassi, just dominates this ball in the air. I mean, perfect trajectory, finds it, and just woof.
So keep an eye on this dude.
This was definitely, and he's only 24, so, plenty of gas left in the tank for him. But, Chelsea got lucky, man. They did attack really well towards the end. And you get that feeling of desperation, and you're just, let's go. And, that feeling finally kicked in, but it took them to get a deflected shot off of a diving Superman header from Giroud to win the game. So
Chelsea always reminds me a little bit of, for the locals around here, LSU, where you go back and look and you're like, how did you win this game? It's so many times. It's like, my own dad used to call LSU Lucky State University. It's just like it's always like it's like they won on a Hail Mary or they won because somebody was offsides or like it's something weird. I don't mean to combine the two like that, but that's why Chelsea always bugs me, to be honest, because it's always like
there's some
I don't understand how you won this game.
Yeah,
like good for you though.
Could have gone either way in my opinion.
Yeah,
could have gone either way.
Good for them though.
But Chelsea somehow finding another win. They are in first place, tied with the other team we're going to talk about.
That's all you got to do is keep finding ways to win.
Chelsea in first place with 10 points. Great little segue. Let's go over to the team they're tied with, Sevilla, who also
my dogs.
They also escaped with a 94th minute goal. Ivan Rakitic with the first goal in the fourth minute. Krasnodar tying it up in the 56th minute. And Sevilla climbing back with a 94th minute goal from Munir El Haddadi.
Haddadi. It's my daddy.
This is a game I really wasn't too interested in watching, but if we're going to look at these stats, Sevilla came out with a 4-3-2, very defensive / outside backs going forward, attacking formation, going against a 4-4-2 of Krasnodar. Possession was 60-40 in favor of Sevilla, as well as the shots, 23-11. So it looks like Sevilla put the beat down on Krasnodar, and maybe the score doesn't really reflect what actually happened here.
Sevilla just looking like they always do. Mentioned it millions of times. Been riding on that Sevilla train. Just do what they always do. Possession, passes, find the short passes, link up, score a goal. That's it. It's pretty simple. Rakitic kind of really been shining lately since he's gone back to his old squad. And many may not know, before Barcelona days, he was a Sevilla guy. He's really, to me, has been such a game changer. If you go back and look at all these matchups that they've had, especially the last one where they were down a man, down a goal, you can really see that he kind of just put the team on his back in that midfield and just ran with it.
I mean, he's played at the elite level. He knows what it takes to win a game. He knows what he needs when he needs to flip that switch on.
Yep. You're right. Like, this seems like a little peewee game to him at this point.
Right. Especially Krasnodar. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're from Hungary?
I think so.
Or Belgium? We're going to look this up. Krasnodar.
They're from a place.
Russia.
Russia.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Putin didn't interfere with this game here.
He probably did. That's how that one goal came about. Let's not give him credit. We always got to give him man credit.
Right.
56th minute was Putin with the goal. But a 2-1 win of Sevilla. Honestly, we haven't expected anything other than wins from Sevilla.
That's right.
That's it.
And
that's all I got.
Even though they finished in the same form that Chelsea did, and we could say that Chelsea was a little lucky, I think we got to say Sevilla was also a little lucky, but they did appear to dominate this game way more than Chelsea did.
Yeah. Chelsea did not dominate possession, did not dominate shots.
Right.
Sevilla did. So, that being said, this score could have been worse.
Yeah.
I want to see Sevilla and Chelsea again.
Same here.
Definitely.
I definitely want to see that. With that being said, Chelsea, first place 10. Sevilla, second place 10. Rennes in third with 1. And Krasnodar in fourth with 1. That rounds us out for Group E. Moving on down the table into Group F.
Move me down.
We're going to go look at Borussia Dortmund versus Club Brugge. This is a 3-0 win to Borussia Dortmund. Did you expect anything else? No. Possession was very tight, 52-48. And shots was not tight at all. 21 shots to 2 shots in favor of Borussia Dortmund with 8 on target. Haaland is... Here's what I got to say about Haaland. Young player, great at finishing, and against a weaker team, does exactly what you expect him to do. But we still have yet to see him stand up and put the team on his back against a good team. I'm going to say this just very briefly. The Bayern Munich-Borussia Dortmund game, yes, he did score, but it was in a point that it didn't matter. The game was already lost. It was 2-0. You score a goal. It's 2-1. Great. You get a little momentum. Prior to that goal, he had opportunities to either take the lead, tie the game, or go up one more. Yeah. And he's still, for me, I love Haaland. I'm definitely a fan of his. I'm excited to see him grow, but I still am not seeing him bring his game to that next level where he finishes that goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's getting these easy goals against this easy team. No disrespect to Club Brugge, top of the table in their domestic league, but Haaland, I'm really excited to see him in the knockout round against a worthy opponent.
Well said. I know. I feel like those goals are coming for him, but at the same time, I feel like the only way that's going to come for him is Dortmund needs to put themselves in that situation. They need to put themselves in that big game.
Wow. Well said. Thank you for rounding that out.
I don't always think it's completely his fault.
No.
I think if he had more chances, I think if, like the PSG game last year for Champions League, he showed up in that one, but he didn't show up in the second one when it mattered,
When it mattered.
When it mattered.
Yeah.
Let's say he does. Let's say they go on to quarterfinal or beyond that. Those are the games you're going to expect him to score. A lot of times he's going to get these poacher goals, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I like that. I like a guy who's going to score the easy goals.
Yep.
I know we've had a guest on the show. I can't recall. Somebody said, "Hey, the great ones know how to score the easiest goals."
Damn.
That's it.
That's true.
So I like that about him. I like to see him up top with a pairing, though. I like
Interesting.
I like to see him up there with somebody else because that's the only way that his game's going to get any better.
Ooh.
We've brought this up a few times before.
Yo.
That's what's missing with his game is
link up play.
The link up play, the assists, the vision, the passing off, the through balls to that other striker that's up there with you.
We've seen glimpses, but it's definitely not a part of his game.
Right. In this particular game, wasn't necessary.
No.
He was up there by himself. It worked out fine. Gio was right behind him, feeding the ball. We had Sancho on the right with an assist and a goal. So it wasn't necessary. But when you come to play, I don't know, a team you're going to have to play, Bayern, and you're going to have to beat eventually, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, you're going to eventually have to beat them for us to really put you in that conversation.
Agreed.
And no offense,
he doesn't have to be the difference maker. He doesn't have to be the goal scorer.
Right.
But if he's the player that unlocks another player that gets
score
that goal,
right, to beat him,
praise Holland.
Right.
You get that praise 100%.
Which I think they'll have another shot this year. They've only played Bayern once, I believe. So they'll play him again. I want to say it's going to be after Christmas. I don't think it's going to be as soon as we want it to be. We just deep down inside we want it to freaking happen.
There you go. Damn.
So not till March. We'll have to wait till March.
Jeez.
But
I wonder if there's any cup games.
There has to be in between. They're gonna have to see him again. They're gonna see this team in their nightmares until this happens. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just that they're gonna be there, and you're gonna have to figure a way to beat him eventually.
Right.
And he's gonna have to be one of those guys, as you said, whether it's scoring the goal or it's assisting the goal or it's finding the vision for that cross, whatever it's gonna be. He's going to have to do it.
Right.
That's why he signed the money. That's where more clubs want him. That's why Real Madrid now wants him. That's why United still want him.
I think he needs to stay at Dortmund as long as possible.
I think he does too.
Let's not put all the spotlight on Holland here. I got to give a shout out to Jadon Sancho. Granted, Club Brugge, definitely not a top-tier team, but Sancho had a beautiful free kick as well as an assist to Holland.
Yes.
He played a phenomenal game with a 9-1. Player of the match for me. Jadon Sancho. Well done, sir.
Little shout out. They do now have Emre Can back.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
So that's
huge.
That's huge to help either on the back line.
And he subbed in as a center defensive mid, which we have not seen him play in a long time. So also one more thing to point out about this game, Lucien Favre seems to be sticking to a 4-man backline. We saw him use a 3-man backline a lot last game using Achraf Hakimi. It appears as if he's going with a 4-man backline, which I think favors his roster with a player like Hummels and Akanji and Dahoud.
Yeah.
I think he's another center back. So now you've got an extra, whereas before you're playing all 3 of your center backs, and then Can as well. That really hurts. Can does better in the midfield, especially if you can pair him up next to Witsel. That's when we've seen Borussia Dortmund's midfield at its best, Witsel and Can. So that's exciting moving forward. Definitely want to keep an eye on there. Maybe a signing in fantasy, a little pickup in the window, a little Emre Can pickup.
Sneak.
A little sneak on the sneak.
Now we'll throw this in. They played today and lost, and Can started, I believe.
Yeesh.
They lost to Cologne, which hadn't beaten them since the early 90s, at least at Dortmund.
Yikes.
So, hey, maybe that was because he's still trying to get his feet back, trying to get the feel, trying to feel things out. Maybe Favre was trying to feel things out with him playing that center.
I think so.
Defensive mid as well. So, yeah. So, we'll see.
Borussia Dortmund in first place with that win with 9 points. Club Brugge are now in third place with 4 points. Moving on to the other half of the table here, we've got Lazio Zenit. I think we both picked Lazio here.
We did.
They have Ciro Immobile back. They had Lucas Leiva back. We've said this before. With those two on the field, it's a much better team. And Ciro Immobile scoring with an assist from Lucas Leiva in the 3rd minute. Right away, just kind of solidifying what we've been saying all year long about Lazio. The goal by Ciro Immobile was class.
Sassy.
It was sexy. It was class.
And Leiva with the assist as well.
That's what I'm saying. It just confirmed what we've been saying. Lucas Leiva to Ciro Immobile right away. Also, Joaquin Correa, Definitely a player worth potentially keeping on your roster in fantasy. He looks great.
Yeah.
Gave an assist to Marco Parolo with his first Champions League goal.
Hello.
In the 22nd minute, that was a nice little low shot to the outside corner. And then at this point, it's 2-0 in the 22nd minute. Zenit come back with another goal in the 25th, 2-1. And then Chiri Immobile gets a PK in the 55th to win this game 3-1. Looking at the formations here, woo!
Zenit with the fat penis.
And look at Lazio. It's just crazy. So Lazio with a 3-5-2, and Zenit with a 3-4-5-1-1.
3-5-1.
Guess who's back for Zenit, though? Malcolm. Glad to see him on the field. The Brazilian from Barcelona. This one, even possession, 48-52. Shots also even, 13-12. Looking at shots on goal, 7 on target for Lazio, 5 on target for Zenit. This one, I think, just to kind of reiterate and repeat what we've been saying, Lucas Leiva, so important for this team. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic actually did not even play this game, which is kind of telling. If you don't need him, maybe sell him.
Yeah.
Get the cash, go reinvest in your team.
That owner needs to get off his ass. You know, he's wanted that high price tag for him.
That's right.
I think he still does. Otherwise, I think he'd be on another team right about now. But
I think you got to just maybe sacrifice a little bit of dough so that you can get rid of him. Not get rid of him, but maybe move on.
Right.
Move on and start a new page because he clearly doesn't want to be there.
Right.
Not clearly, but, I mean, he's made that known.
Yeah, that's been brought up in rumors for 2-3 years now.
Yeah, since 2018.
So...
Yeah, so Immobile, love seeing him. I'm going to give him player of the match today for this game. He finished the game with an 8.8 rating, and Joaquim Correa right behind him with an 8.5. Got to give Dazuba credit with a solid goal there to almost keep Zenit in the race, but Chiro Immobile was like, nah, dog, I got this.
Yeah. Yeah, and Lazio got slammed like a virgin on prom night as far as COVID for a minute, so they're back. It looks like the guys that they were missing, as Ocho already mentioned, that was the ones you need to win this game. There it is.
There they are. Rounding out the group, Lazio are in second place with 8, right behind Borussia Dortmund with 9, so that's going to be a fun little finish there. I believe they play the last game.
Yeah.
Because they played the first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a mirror. Club Brugge in third with 4th, and Zenit in last with 1 point. Moving on along to Group G. Booty.
There it is.
I think we got
another last-minute finish. Juve, a 2-1 win against Ferencváros.
By the way, I heard the announcer.
Ferencváros.
There he is, yeah.
Yes, I heard that too.
It's a CH. I was like, all right, cool.
Ferencváros.
Ferencváros.
Get your Hungary on, ladies and gentlemen. Out there in Hungary.
They're from Hungary.
Yes, they're from Hungary.
I've been trying to, this team's from Hungary. No, they're from Russia.
We knew it was one of them.
One of them is from Hungary.
Like, where's one of those places? We're going to get some Hungarian listeners now. I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it.
Feeling it.
We should check next time.
I'm checking the brothels. They're listening to us. Hell yeah. Let's do it. My boys, man. I got to say, didn't look so hot. This is a game that they should have dominated. They did on possession. They did on shots, but didn't expect a 90th minute goal by Morata to win it. But I will say, I said Morata was going to get one in this game. I'm pretty sure you said Ronaldo was going to get the other one. Yep. So there you go. There's your 2.
Bam!
Thoughts. Got to stop giving up goals. We have given up more goals. I know starting from last year, in the last 10 years.
Well, hold on now.
I'm going to tell you why. Let me get there.
Okay.
Last year, we gave up the most goals in Serie A in 10 years.
Jeez.
Period. That being said, we got to look.
Hey, that's sorry.
That's sorry as fuck. It's a sorry-ass stat, isn't it?
Sorry, keep going.
I was wondering the other day if he ever has a lucky cigarette to all my smokers out there. I don't know if you know, but you buy a pack of cigarettes and you flip one upside down. That's your last one.
Damn.
That motherfucker doesn't get to the last one.
No.
He's already bought pack. He has a lucky pack of cigarettes.
He
probably
can smoke a pack in one go. Just holds all 20 and just.
This is gun. I don't know why I made him Russian. Anyway, yeah, man. the creative playmaker in the midfield is still missing for me.
Yep.
Number one. And number two, because that's missing, they're just relying on Cuadrado to do everything. Boom, 2 assists this match. Which I'd rather Cuadrado be more towards the back. If we're going to be missing Bonucci and Chiellini in the back, De Ligt is now back, but he's by himself with Danilo, who, to me, he had a better rating this game, but he's still not – that's not a center back for me.
Danilo got turned and fell over on the counterattack. And when I saw that happen, it actually led to a goal, I believe.
Yeah, it probably did.
When I saw that happen, I said, who is that? And I was like, is that Danilo playing center back? I mean, that's when you know that Juve – imagine if they hadn't bought De Ligt. I remember all of us saying, like, that was a dumb buy. Why would you buy De Ligt? You know how important he's become?
Yeah. He's it now.
Yeah, he's the one.
Danilo, glad you brought that up. When he's playing center back, he's getting owned. When he's playing outside backs, he's doing shit that I don't even know what planet you're from.
Right.
Like, for example, go back and look at the first few games, especially the Barca game. I think he was playing left back, and he's pressing pretty high, only to send every shot that he took in the stands when he had just other players wide the fuck open in the middle.
As well as Chiesa, who he just refused to use.
Yes.
Down that left side. Danilo has got to go. For me, if I'm being honest, if I'm rebuilding, I think Danilo, Cuadrado, and Sandro need to all go and be replaced. I hate to be that aggressive and blunt, but they have not impressed me.
Yeah.
They don't really embody the Italian style of play.
If you're going to be that aggressive everywhere else, why are you not doing it in your back line? It's the most important thing.
Yeah, especially in the Italian league. That's what they all lean on. But looking at this game here, we have Juve with a 4-4-2. Shout out to Pirlo. Love Pirlo mixing it up and getting creative here. Against Ferencváros with a 5-4-1, knowing they're just going to be absorbing this attack here. So got to give them props for holding out until the 91st minute. And losing the game, unfortunately. But like Booty said, Juve dominated possession here, 66-37, as well as shots, 19 shots to 9, with 7 on target for Juve. Solid performance. This is unlike Atletico, who we saw dominate possession, dominate shots, no goals. So even though it was another lucky finish like Chelsea and Sevilla, you got to give them their credit. You know, they were putting in chances, they were taking their shots, and walked away with a win. So,
and I would say, going back to that no creative player in the midfield, that player has been Chiesa, who did not start this game either.
He looks awesome.
He had an assist today, actually.
He's so awesome.
Yep.
He's one of the best 1v1 players in Europe.
Oh, yeah, I'd agree.
Based on the statistics.
Just go look at YouTube, his highlights. They're all one-on-ones.
He is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We can go on and on about Chiesa, but let's move on over. Juve are now in second place. Not now, but they're still in second place here with 9 points. Ferencváros are in last place with 1. Let's move on to the other half of this group here. We've got Dynamo Kiev versus Barcelona. I got to start this by saying, as soon as I heard Messi, De Jong, Busquets, and PK were not playing in this game, I immediately texted Booty and said, put me down for a Dynamo Kiev win. Boy, was I wrong. This is 4-0 Barcelona with ease.
It's my Jose laugh.
Martin Braithwaite with a brace.
And an assist.
And Antoine Griezmann with a late 90th minute goal. And yours truly, Mr. America, Serginho Dest with the first goal in the 52nd minute. Love to see it. I believe that is his first Champions League goal. And he was sporting the black and gold jersey. So
yes.
Doing it in style. Love seeing it. Martin Braithwaite with the man of the match with an 8.9. Coleman coming out with the modern formation, 4-2-3-1. We've been saying it all podcast, all season. This seems to be the formation going forward, especially when you got an outside back like Dest and Junior Firpo. Fantastic here. Coutinho was also deployed at his left wing, but you could argue that's like a left center attacking mid with that outside back kind of squeezing him in. Possession here, 70-40 to Barcelona. Typical fashion. We want the ball. We know we need it to score. With 16-7 shots favoring Barcelona, having 7 on target, converting 4. Fantastic conversion rate. Barcelona looked great without their stars. What are your takeaways on this?
Exactly what you just said. When did Griezmann come in? Or did he start?
No, he did not start. He came in the 65th.
Wow. Okay.
For Coutinho, it looks like.
Only thing I got to say is, I've mentioned it before, but Koeman, he's getting a lot of shit for dealing with the whole Messi situation and coming in, and president's getting fired and this and that, blah blah. Like pick a drama, pick a day. Like it's the soap opera, like whatever's happening at Barcelona. I think we got to give this man some credit because
well said. I was just about to say that.
He's coming in. He goes and buys Dest, right? That's one of his first buys as coach of Barcelona.
Wow.
So you already have to think, and it's no offense, I take none to it, Barcelona fans. I'm sure you're probably like, wow, this American. Now we're going to stick it right back. Okay, cool. He's going to be the new Dani Alves. Okay,
right,
cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's going to work. Well, it has. 7.9 with a goal, this one. He's looked great in the other games he's played before.
Yes.
I think that's phenomenal. I think that's got to give massive credit. Coutinho, a guy that was supposed to be forgotten about, has not been forgotten about to me this year. He's looked great. 7.3 this match. I know, again, it's Dynamo,
and was
whatever.
subbed out.
He was subbed out.
25 minutes left.
Yeah.
So it could have been higher.
We can go back to the tapes. That's my one hot take. One of my hot takes for the year. I really thought Coutinho was going to really do something this year with Barca because he has no other choice. He's on the hot seat right now.
That's right.
You go to Bayern, you come back, especially you go to a team that just won it all too, right? So you don't show up, the rest of your teammates will be like, dude, what the fuck happened? Like, cool. So cool. You go to Bayern, you win Champions League,
right.
Come back here and don't do anything. I just think Barca wasn't using him correctly here. I like him on the left right here. I don't like him in the middle where, if I'm not mistaken, he was kind of more in the middle last year or when he was with them before the loan, and he was Barcelona? A little bit at Barca and at Bayern a little bit, right?
But Bayern definitely, they put him more towards the middle, maybe a little bit on the wing.
Yeah.
Because they had that 4-2-3-1. It's similar position that he's in now because they played the 4-2-3-1, and this is...
He's just so much better with a lot of pressure off of him.
Yeah, and what to add on what you're saying, spot on. He can't play far out, like absolute left wing, and he can't play center attacking mid. This is the half space. If you were to take all these players and squunch them together in a line, Coutinho is going to be playing in between the center attacking mid and the left wing.
He kind of feeds off of,
and he's just it's a space that's very difficult to cover, if against a flat four. If you bring 5 players against a flat four, there's always one player open, and he seems like you're saying, just in space, he just does a lot better.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think that's easy to defend as well, because as soon as he gets the ball, just close down his space,
right,
and take that away from him. But man, spot on. He seems to be turning that leaf and being a new player. Kind of hope he leaves.
Yeah, this is last year of the deal, right?
I don't know that, but I'm hoping he leaves. I want to see him go somewhere else and be like the guy, the man, because he's still so young. Not so young, but he's 28. You're a fresh 28. That's you should be in your prime, Yeah. You should be in your prime.
Yep.
Well, props to Barcelona here. They are in first place in Group G with 12 points.
I think that books a place, right? I think
definitely,
Barca and Juve have booked spots now.
They're totally in.
Yeah.
Barcelona and Juve with 12 and 9. Dynamo Kiev and Ferencváros with 1 and 1. So it's pretty much locked in at this point.
Are we going to see Messi or Ronaldo?
Damn.
Because we might not see it again now.
Fuck.
Right? I wouldn't blame him if we didn't.
Yeah, same here. I'm thinking you don't do that just because it's not worth it.
No.
Why risk getting the hurt? But at the same time, you know that the TV broadcasters are going to be pressuring, hey, play them.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be advertising.
We need them ratings, man.
Yeah. And if they don't have them, you already know the ratings are going to go down.
Yeah.
Or if it's just Messi, or if it's just imagine if it's just Ronaldo and Messi sits. It's like the complete reverse, right?
It'll be something stupid. You can bank on that for sure.
God, I'm not. That's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm hoping it doesn't play out that way.
Me too. This is back of my head. I feel like something stupid's gonna happen.
Damn.
You know?
I'll tell you what, though. This might be where Juve want to go and get that number 1 spot here from Barcelona.
I can't remember, but does that matter? Do you
Just
get a better draw if you?
I think you do.
Okay.
I think you totally do get a better draw.
Okay.
What
That's
would be
something
the
to fight
point?
for.
You know, what would be the maybe not? Just speculation here, but closing out that group, it's pretty much locked in. Barcelona, Juve, and we kind of predicted that. Now all that's left is you and our predictions for who is first and second in the group.
second groups.
So
yeah.
we'll see what happens. Tell you what, Barcelona has definitely proven me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that pressure.
Yeah.
Moving on, though. Last motherfucking group.
Here it is.
Group H. Rounding it out. I kind of want to start with the 1-0 PSG, Red Bull, Leipzig. PSG scraping by with a 1-0 win. I believe it was a PK, early PK in the 11th minute. Soft foul on Di Maria.
Yeah.
I can see why you'd call it, but at the same time, I'm like, I could have seen you not calling that.
Say it is 11th minute. Why don't you
know,
let him play it out?
Neymar back with the blonde hair. Love seeing it. He, for some reason, when Neymar's got blonde hair, it's like it's on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Just give me blonde hair Neymar.
He's back in the park of the prince. Yeah, he's got to look like a prince. He's got to have, he's got to have the highlights in.
That's right. That's right. So, bearing that PK 11th minute, not a lot of action in this game. RB Leipzig dominating possession, 62-38, with 15 shots to 8 shots, 3 for 3 on target. Not a lot of
goals.
Not a lot of goals. Not a lot of activity with the goalkeepers. But
this is what screwed me in my picks, by the way.
Well,
I picked RB.
Here's the thing. Last game, PSG did not have Neymar and Mbappe.
Yep.
This game, they had him back and barely squeaked out a win. Should we be worried about PSG? I think so. Granted, PSG are really struggling in the midfield to find their true starting 11. They continue to shift this around. I know Verratti subbed in for a little bit to kind of get his feet wet. And within 1 minute of subbing in, he gets a yellow card. I mean, the dude, if that doesn't tell you he is ready to play and he's back in the zone, I'm excited to see him get back in that midfield because he was a position they needed during the final.
Yeah.
And so it's glad to see him back. But, didn't watch this one. From what I heard from Fabrice, Neymar was getting very chippy and could have potentially got a red card, gotten a second yellow red card.
Not sound like an asshole. That's not shocking.
No, not at all. But RB Leipzig coming out with a 4-2-3-1 against PSG's 4-3-3. RB dominated this game. They have found a really good squad here. Nkunku, Poulsen, Olmo, and Forsberg. Those four going forward are a lot of fun to watch. Very energetic, lots of energy in their movement, lots of shots, and also a lot of possession. So very exciting to see RB Leipzig contesting in this group.
I think you got to throw Nagelman's name in the hat.
Thank you.
For
yes, we do. Of course you do.
Lowe's job.
Ooh.
Because we know Lowe's about to go. Klopp just signed a new deal, right?
And
we're talking about German national team, folks.
Yeah, thank you.
So, new deal for Klopp, so he's not moving anywhere soon.
Right.
Germany wants to move on from Lowe. I think that's pretty obvious.
I think after this Euro, I think they will.
These are the two guys right here, Tuchel and Nagelsmann, right?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. This is always a really good question.
And I think Tuchel stays just because it is PSG.
He's going to want to build.
But then Nagelsmann's going to have to move on eventually because you're not going to be able to hold on to the guys that you have.
No.
And I feel that RB is going to start to descend a little bit. You know what I mean?
Hot take for you.
Yeah.
Which team do you think suits, maybe not suits, but which team do you think Nagelsmann would rather coach? Borussia Dortmund, because Lucien Favre, there's rumors he's on his way out.
His way out too.
Or the German national team. How about this? Where would you want to see him, and where do you think he'll go?
I want to see him with the German national team.
Whoa.
But I feel like he'd be more comfortable at Dortmund.
Yep.
You already know the league. You already know the players. You already know the top of the table.
Mm-hmm.
You've been there.
Yep.
But I feel like it's we've gotten into this discussion before, I'm sure, on multiple episodes, but it's always that discussion of it's that transition stage. You transition from being a club coach to an international coach. That's a whole different.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
It's literally like we say that as a cliche, but it really, really is a completely different ballgame. You're not going out and you're buying people. You're going out and scouting people that have to be German. You have to, you have to have the citizenships. You have to have this and this paperwork and that paperwork. And can they even come, join up your squad for a practice because their club might not let them. You're so used to being on the other side. Not saying he can't transition. We've seen guys do it. But is that what he wants to do right now to stage his career? I think at the end of the day, boils down to if Dortmund opens up, I think he'd go to Dortmund.
I would agree. And I think to add on to your point, with the national squad, you're kind of held in a box in that.
Yeah, this is all you can have.
You can't bring in a player.
Right.
You can't go, oh, you know what? I really need a really fast winger.
Right.
Let's go buy one.
Right.
No, you look through your roster, you look through the younger players, like,
this is what it is.
This young player, he's fast, he could be the winger. Is he going to develop into a player I need? Maybe. You have to adapt your philosophy around the players you have, not the other way around. And you can't bring players in, like you were saying.
Right.
So he is one of the youngest coaches we've ever seen in Champions League. So I think you're right. I think the move from RB Leipzig to Dortmund is a healthy move upwards to help him be a better coach. I would also love to see him for Germany.
Because it's just such a hard thing to pass up. Yeah. It's not like it's always open.
No. And this is a chance, not to say that you have like the golden generation, but you've got some pretty good youngsters in this German squad. I guarantee if he's back, or not if he's back, but if he's the German national squad, Hummels will be back.
Yeah.
Boateng's back.
Bring back Boateng.
And Ozil's back.
Just do it.
Why are those three, why are you forcing those players to retire? What did you do, German national team, to make them go, we're good, we're going to retire?
Because Lowe's trying to retire. He's like, how can I start my retirement early? You guys are off the squad. See you. All right.
No, not that you're off the squad. Like, I think you guys should retire.
You should just retire, and we'll give up 6 goals.
It's
and I'll wonder why I can't get my back line right.
It's like when they ask someone who's been in trouble, like, we're not going to fire you, but we highly recommend you step down.
Yeah. Right. Like, I could see you moving on from Boateng. Right. All right, I could see that. But Hummels, why?
Why? Leader.
Multiple positions.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Other than that, Mbappe, I'm going to throw this out there. I think that was a really bad move to say you're going to move on after his contract's over because
he said that.
I don't feel like his head's been there since. Has he scored since? Has he's had an injury? His head's gone from there. It's gone.
We already know where he's going.
We know where he's going.
We know where he's going.
We know exactly where he's going. And they know where he's going.
Yep.
And they're already gearing up for it.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Real Madrid did not spend a single dollar in the summer.
And really,
which
in the
is
past couple windows.
Totally unlike Real Madrid.
Right.
Well, they bought Hazard.
They bought Hazard.
But
that was like buying a kicker. Yeah.
Like, damn, don't do him like that. He just had such a good game, man.
100 mil, come on.
Well, we can't forget, they also bought those 3 Brazilians.
They did. Well, they got those in cheap, though,
Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Rainier.
Cheap, though.
On the cheaps.
Cheap, so they still got like 200 million.
And the Japanese Messi, Kubo.
Yeah, they still got 200 million.
Yeah, they're
begging for it.
Yeah. Mbappe to Real Madrid, hot take. Let's move on.
His head's no longer there. Just saying. Put Moise Kean in. Come on.
Ooh.
Keep him in.
Man.
Keep him in the starting lineup.
Does Neymar stay if Mbappe goes?
Ooh. Dude. Ooh. I can tell you this, and a lot of people aren't going to like this. I think if you played Kean as much as you played Mbappe, I don't think you'd see much of a difference. I know it's a really, really hot take.
That is a hot take, but he looks so good.
He does.
He looks
also
so
young.
Good.
Same position. Give him a chance. Telling you.
I agree. Give him a chance. That being said, let's move on. We got one more game. PSG are in second place with 6 points. RB Leipzig also in second place with 6 points. But who's in first place?
Manchester United.
Manchester United.
You're such great fans of Manchester United. Why don't you sing the Manchester United theme song?
Oh, Manchester United.
From Ohio.
Manchester United with a win, finally, against Istanbul. Last game, they lost. You're like, what the hell?
And this is what you were supposed to be doing.
Yeah. 4-1, Man U over Istanbul. Başakşehir.
Bruno, Rashford.
Mo fucking Fernandes. Looking great, man. Did you see that screamer?
I did.
Woo!
Which he does.
Love that.
He does when Ole's not fulking around playing FIFA.
Not the same position. Not the same position as Ronaldo. But he reminds me so much of like a Ronaldo insertion into Man U. You're like, who is this guy? Granted, a lot of his goals are PKs.
He's a lefty, right?
No, righty.
He's a righty.
He's a righty. But Bruno Fernandes, man of the match. Man U coming out with a 4-2-3-1, playing center attacking mid. Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals against Istanbul Başakşehir. 4-1-4-1. Really strange formation. I've never seen that work well. Possession in favor of Man U only by a couple percent, 52-48. And shots, 16-13 in favor of Man U with 16 and 8 on target. So Man U with a 50% conversion rate, 4 goals out of 8 on target. Rashford as well, looking really good, scoring a PK, but I really liked Cavani up top as well. They've been missing this true number 9, and he seems to want to extend his career and be that guy for Man U. So it was really great to see. Pogba was not in the game, which love to see that as well. They trusted Donny van de Beek and Fred behind Fernandes. Granted, remember who this team is, Istanbul Başakşehir, but a predicted win that we should have seen last match day as well.
It's good to see that they blew them out because that will completely erase the fact that they gave Istanbul their very first Champions League win ever. They'll probably never be talked about again now, right? If they tied this game or something, that we never hear the end of it. Ole's fired, bah!
Yeah, right.
Everybody going crazy. I'm going to flip it around. I like what you said about Cavani, but I'm also going to mention Maguire back with Lindelof because we all know Lindelof's kind of shit. But it seems like when he has Maguire with him in that center back role, those 2 center backs, they seem to work well together. They still gave up a goal. I'd like to – honestly, I didn't see what the goal was or how it happened. But they seem to not be complete shit when they're together.
Yeah.
The young men tell us that they brought in last transfer windows looking great on the left. Looking great.
Yeah, he looks really good.
And we know Wan-Bissaka and what he can do. So, I mean, I feel like whenever those two are together, they don't seem complete shit.
No.
I'd still get rid of Lindelof, but...
Remember who they're playing against, though.
Right.
We got to remember. We got to temper our expectations.
Temper them down a little bit.
Simmer down now.
We're the Manchester United fan club from Ohio.
I think the rematch, Man U PSG, is going to really open our eyes as it's going to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Is Maguire, Lindelof, are they a good pairing if they play? Is Pogba going to step up? Do you put Pogba in over Van de Beek or Fred?
Yeah, I need you to put my bench player in as well as I started Pogba.
Yeah, you did. I know that. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that.
Give me Rakitic to be great. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you definitely he's a sub for sure. But Man U, gonna answer a lot of questions. I think Bruno is proven that he is the best player on this team, hands down. I don't think it's even close.
Yep.
And moving forward, I wonder if Rashford can maybe do a little more. I know he's still so young and he's doing a lot, but they're gonna need someone else besides Bruno Fernandes to score goals.
Yep.
And Martial, Cavani, Rashford, Greenwood, someone's got to step up and be that partnering goal scorer.
Yeah.
Because if you look at PSG, you've got Mbappe, Neymar, Di Maria. Not to mention
Icardi,
Keane. They're just waiting. Sarabia stepped in. So those 2 teams, that's really going to tell us who. That's going to answer just a lot of questions about Mbappe. Does he want to be there? Does he have that motivation to win a game, even though you've practically moved through? Well, not quite. I take that back.
He could change his mind.
He could change his mind. But this
I
group,
never feel like that's a good thing to say though in the middle of the year. That's just me.
I agree.
I wouldn't be happy with that.
No.
As a teammate, as a coach.
You know who else did that?
Not
we saw last year? Timo Werner with
yeah.
RB.
Yeah. It's like, all right, cool. So what are we?
Not only did he say it, but he actually went through with it and didn't play with his team into the Champions League.
Yeah, that's weird.
Come on, dog.
That's weird.
That was weird.
What am I, chopped liver? I'm like, all right, cool. We're still here. All right.
Rounding out this group, Group H, Man U in first with 9, PSG in second with 6, tied with RB Leipzig with 6, and Istanbul Basaksehir have a chance. They got 3 points.
They do. They're there.
Damn, if they get
Thanks,
another
United.
win. Shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
But that closes us out for the post match day 4.
We're the Manchester United fan club from Louisiana?
Not quite.
Nope, we're not.
We're not. I do like some players on the team, but I wouldn't call myself like a Man U fan.
We should start a fan club with all the Man U fans that we know. No.
Close us out, Boot.
Let's do it.
Mike Daddy, close us on out.
Thank you all for joining us today and donating to the Footy Fetish Show. You donated your ears and your time. We very much appreciate that, and we hope you continue to throughout this Champions League. This will be another Champions League in the chapter of beautiful Footy Fetish Champions Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
This is only our second Champions League.
That's right. Year 2. Season 2 is for
It's for you.
you.
Because you were part of it.
That's right.
You listened. Now, here's what we need to do. A couple things we need to clear up. First of all, our shout-outs.
I think we both need to combine our shout-outs here.
We're going to combine our shout-out this week. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously, over the weekend, if you haven't heard, you've been living in a box. You really have. Diego Maradona is gone. The God, the GOAT, the jokester.
The rock star.
The
of
rock
soccer
star.
Players.
I like that.
Damn.
He's gone.
He is gone, and I got to say, his name will live on forever.
Yes.
As one of the best soccer players to ever play the game. If you haven't, just go watch some of his highlights. I mean, the guy was he was a magician on the ball.
Yeah.
My favorite goal was the one against England in '86.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
From midfield.
From midfield?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Not to mention, if you don't understand truly how great Maradona is, if you're a young listener, Maradona is basically the Messi of his era against Pele, who you could argue is the Ronaldo. Maradona and Pele were back and forth as far as who is the best player, much like Messi or Ronaldo. So you could only imagine losing Messi at such a young age of 60 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so heartbreaking. I read some things saying that he kind of wanted to go, like he was done. And I think it's so sad to say, but I think soccer was all he cared about. Yeah. And, you know, it hurts. I can attest. It hurts when you have to, like, admit to yourself that you can't play soccer anymore. Yeah. You go through this kind of, like, withdrawal stage. Granted, I still have the pleasure of, like, kicking around, but as far as competitive soccer for me, I've had to put the boots up and be like, I can't do that anymore. It's so sad because he inspired so many generations and put so many smiles on people's faces. His entertainment level on the pitch as well as off the pitch, he was a rock star. He didn't care. Yeah. There's so many great clips of him off the field as well as on the field. So, yeah, I'll pass it to you here.
I think a lot of that, the rock star part of it, I think, caught up to him too. Yes. With the drinking and the drugs, as we know, that's a thing with him. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't judge him for that. I think that's one of those things where the coolest thing about him is he lived his life. If you look at a lot of pictures that have been posted on social media since he's died, you don't see a lot of stats. No. Okay, you just see him enjoying his life and doing what he liked to do. They're either funny, they're great, or he's whooping somebody's ass. Yep. Basically, he's putting a move on them. He's doing whatever he does.
Kneeing somebody in the face.
Yeah. Like it's it's one of those things like you can't tell this man how to live his life. Nobody was ever going to tell this dude how to live his life. So, one memory that sticks out to me, it's a video I saw of him one time. I think it was right before a World Cup game. He goes to shake hands. He's shaking hands with the ref. He shakes hands with the other team captain. And they need the game ball. And the game ball's at their feet. He flicks the game ball up to himself. He juggles it a little bit while he's walking off from them. And the referees are like, we need the ball. And he's just like not giving it up. And he's juggling it on his shoulder over and over as he's walking over his team with the other team's flag. And he's like messing with the other team's flag, like while he's still juggling on his shoulder. back to his head, back to his shoulder, and then he's eventually like, "Yep, you can have the ball. Start the game." Like it was a whole
flicks it back
2-3
over.
minute
That's
little
awesome.
clip of him
That's so cool.
just messing with them, just joking around. The other one that I really love and I'll always love is him at this past World Cup.
Yes.
Drinking a bunch,
Oh
and
my! Just
I think they're playing Senegal, maybe.
No, Nigeria.
Nigeria.
absolutely smashed.
Absolutely smashed, and they score the game-winning goal, and he is showing a couple middle fingers
Belligerent,
to
just absolutely belligerent.
like whoever is. They had to be talking shit to him the whole time. He had to be talking shit to them. You could just tell by the reaction of it, and it's fantastic. I know Messi got the first goal; he was going nuts, and then the 86-minute goal to win it.
Incredible.
Marcus Rojo. He's just showing it to him. It's like you could lip read, fuck you. Like his friend's like, no, every camera in the world's on you. Stop it.
And that was an important game too. It wasn't just the win of that game, but it was also to propel them out of the group.
Correct.
That was a really key game. So there was so much emotion. Not to mention Argentina almost didn't qualify for this World Cup.
Yes.
This was such a
fringy,
strange year. And
fringy cup.
if we really dive into this Argentina team, this is probably the closest team to beating France. I think it was a 4-3.
Yeah, at one point they were tied with them in that game.
And you thought, man, they might actually beat France right here, but France was too much to 4-3. That's right.
Look at that. They were tied at. They had the lead on France at one point. Look at that.
41st, 40. That's right. They did. They were 2-1 up.
They just didn't hold it.
Yeah.
Damn.
France came back 57, 64, 68.
Damn.
Incredible. Let's get back to Maradona. Maradona, may you rest in peace. You already know that's his first pick if there's a pickup game.
Yeah, oh yeah, up to. Yeah.
First pick, I'll take Diego Maradona. Thank you very much.
Holy Spirit's picking Kobe. Jesus picking Kobe.
Very true.
Damn.
Legend lost. I'm sure we'll shout out more of him in future episodes. It's
of course.
Just, you got to give this man his respect. So much soccer. I'm even at a loss of words right here. So much inspiration in the soccer world came from Maradona.
Yep, and a lot of us forget too. He also is a manager. He managed Argentina in the World Cup
That's right.
a couple years ago in 2010, and then also, I mean, beyond that, I believe he was
Owned a club or two.
Yeah.
Might have coached on the side as well, but
Yep.
Tried to be involved as much as he could into the world of soccer, even after he played.
Yep. So,
But yeah, Maradona, we love you.
R.I.P. Love you, dude. Wish you came to my bachelor party. It's all right. I was really pulling for it, but anyways, let's close this one out. Ladies and gentlemen, soldiers of the Footy Fetish Army, it's now time to open your gospel books, Gospel According to Footy Fetish. If you haven't followed us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter for the Twatters, you would see that we've been posting crazy Diego Maradona pictures.
Lots of them.
Been doing lots of them. I had like a smorgasbord of them, and I just keep posting them every couple hours. I got to do that again in a second here.
Yeah.
We're going to do it because there has been 3 days of mourning declared in Argentina by the president. So we've been doing that for the past 3 days. Please go follow us if you haven't. All that great content is on there. You can see some great pictures of him being a person as well as a player as well as a coach. So that being said, I got nothing else for you. Do you have anything else?
We're good.
We're good. This has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. Join us next time. We'll preview Match Day 5.
Peace out.
Boy Scouts. Boom.